I'm a little early, but I wasn't sure if this was all going to work. So I'm early. Maybe I should go get my glasses. Although this is far enough away, I can see it pretty good. Nobody's on yet, but you might be watching the replay. So, oh, one person's on. So, hi, Denise. So, anyways, if you are watching the replay, thank you guys for joining me and for watching my video. If you're here live, Denise, thank you for joining and watching my video. We're just going to kind of chit chat for half an hour or so. If you guys have any questions, specific questions for me or anything like that, I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. But I just wanted to kind of pop on, like I said before in my post, I've got a lot more subscribers now than I did 6 months ago. And it's been that long since I went live. It doesn't seem like it. Time flies when you're having fun, but it has been a minute. So I just wanted to get on here and say hi and see if anybody, wanted to know anything, or if anybody had any stories to tell, or they like the channel, or things they don't like that they'd like for me to change. I'm totally up for that. I've been doing this now for almost a year. It's September, and I started, I think my first video, I recorded it, I think in November, and I posted it, or recorded it in October and posted it in November, like the middle of November. It took me a few weeks to learn how to do it. Now I can get a video edited in maybe an hour and a half or so and get it loaded. But back then it took me like 4 days to edit everything. And I had no idea what I was doing. So I'm much better at it now. It goes much faster. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of pop on and see how things go. Like I said, I am a little early, got a couple minutes still. How was your day, Denise? What did you do today? Did you have to work? Probably. I worked at Dillard's all day. I'm by myself this week because my partner is in Texas. We're opening a new store in Lubbock, Texas. Well, it's not a new store. They're taking a store that is already there that's in 2 separate buildings. They call them double headers. We've got a few of those in our company. They're taking that store and they're putting it in a brand new building in one building so that it's all together and all brand new and pretty. You worked, but it was a good day. Good. My day was a good day too. Well, like I was saying, I'm by myself this week, and we need to start getting set up for Christmas at Dillard's. And so I did a lot of work in the home department to get things moved around so we can make some space for our Christmas shop, which is a lot of work, especially when you're by yourself. Tomorrow I will have to take 4 beds off the floor by myself and then move 4 other beds, and they're great big heavy wooden 4-poster beds. We keep those on the floor because there's nowhere else to keep them. So we take the smaller beds off and then we move those beds around. And typically it's something that Garrett and I are able to do together, but he is not with me. And then next week I go to Texas. So that was another reason why I wanted to go live this week, because next week I will not be home. Hi, Karen. Thank you so much for joining. And I'm glad I'm a favorite of yours. You guys, I don't want to say too much before more people get on, but you guys have enriched my life so much by your support and your comments and your advice and your guidance and the fantastic comments that you leave. And some of you have purchased things from me, which is also amazing. So I want to thank all of you for being my favorites because without you, obviously, this wouldn't be nearly as fun. I know there are a lot of YouTubers out there and struggling YouTubers that are finding it very difficult to get monetized, to get their 1,000 subscribers. It was a huge goal of mine to just work as hard as I could to get that monetization within 6 months. And everyone that I've told that is like, you did what? Like, that doesn't happen. So I feel really blessed, and that's because of all of you. So it's amazing. And then, all the comments, the interaction, my views, I wish the views were a little higher. But I get, after about a week, I get about 1,000 views on almost every video. So that means most of my subscribers are watching my video. And that's incredible too. And I know that there are still a lot of people that are probably seeing my videos and not subscribed. So I really would encourage you, if you're watching this one, please subscribe to my channel so that it can continue to grow. That's just so important to me. And and I'm glad I can keep doing this for those of you that love it so much. You like that I'm a talker. Well, yes, I try. If you watched any of my earlier videos, I was not a talker. It took me a little while to get comfortable with doing this. Going into a public place where there are a lot of people walking around, and trust me, those people are looking at me like I am nuts, holding my phone, using my phone as a recorder, and talking basically to myself. Yes, I'm talking to all of you. It feels like that to me now. But the first several videos that I made, it did not feel like that. In my brain, I was thinking to myself, people are looking at me like there is something wrong with me because I am talking to myself. So it took some time. I got better at it. And again, because of all of the support and the love that all of you showed me from the very beginning, I was able to kind of break through that and that third wall or whatever, and think to myself, you're doing this with other people. You are not by yourself. People might be looking at you like you're crazy, but so what? Because they don't have a YouTube channel and you do. I just have to keep telling myself that. Some days I still get a little wiggly. Some days, if I'm tired or if it's been a long day at work, I sit in the car for a second and think, do I really want to do this? Am I strong enough to do this today? But then I think of all of you, and I get out there and I do it. Hi, Garland. Thank you for joining. Love you so much. Garland has been an amazing, fantastic supporter. So glad you could join. Looks like there's about 14 people watching. So give me some thumbs up, some hearts. I'm assuming you can all hear me and see me and everything. And if you have any questions or anything you want to know, please ask away. I am ready for you. It is 7:04. We are in this. And don't mind the fact that I'm blabbing. I'm just trying to entertain you. Do you go to many estate sales? Do you have that opportunity? Well, okay. So I used to when I was younger, and I would go garage selling with my grandmother and my mom. We would go to yard sales. We would go to estate sales. We would look in the newspaper. What's that, right? To see if there were any estate sales nearby. And we would absolutely check those out. Nowadays, it's a little tougher. Until I started working at Dillard's, which was 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago. I had my anniversary, I think last week or the week before. I always worked on weekends. I've worked retail my whole life. I've always been, in that environment, and weekends are the busy time. That's when your customers need you the most. So I've really always worked when the estate sales and the garage sales were going on. Then I started at Dillard's, and I thought, cool, I can, go to more of those, but I wasn't doing my filming and everything yet. So, I went to a couple garage sales here and there, but I didn't do it too much because it wasn't my job yet. And now that it is, I've been at Cracker Barrel for almost a year. It'll be a year in November, part-time. I used to be a store manager there, and then I left, and now I'm back, not at the same store, at a different store, but I work on Saturdays from 9 to 3. So I could still probably go to some garage sales at the end of my shift, but estate sales are usually kind of early on. And then Sunday is really kind of my day that I devote to eBay. So now that the weather's cooling off, I would like to get to answer your question, blah, 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 right? I'm a big talker. You said so yourself. I would like to get out there and get some more estate sales, get to some more garage sales, early in the morning when it's nice outside. It just this week, just these past few days, it started to cool down. When I say that, it's like, 80 degrees in the morning, maybe 77, 78 in the morning, instead of, 101 like it has been all summer. So now the weather's starting to cool off. More people are having garage sales, and then estate sales. I just need to kind of look for those and see if I can pop into them here and there on a Sunday, since the weather will be nice and I'll be able to do a little bit of driving. Thank you, Garland. And thank you, Geraldine, for your heart. And what's my most incredible find so far, Max? My most incredible find so far. It is I think it's too far back. I'm not going to be able to grab it. Clearly, obviously, as you can see, I'm in my eBay room. It was a Blanco clown vase, for sure. I haven't sold it yet. It's a big ticket item, so I've gotten a couple of low offers that I didn't take. So I'm still sitting on that. But that would probably be one of the most incredible finds. I also sold just last week. I bought, some of you may remember the video where I found this. It was like a carriage with a little dude, a little Victorian dude, and then the little Victorian lady like stepping out of the carriage. And it was a German porcelain piece, and I bought it for probably like $12 with my 20% coupon. It was like $14.49 or something, and then whatever 20% off of that is. Don't ask me about math. I'm not a math person. If I didn't have 10 fingers, I wouldn't be able to count to 10. But yeah, whatever I spent on that, not too much, and I sold it for $120. So that was great. Got a big glass vase, like a Swedish glass vase. I think that too was like $9 or something like that, and I sold that for $140. I think it was. It was earlier in the month. I can't exactly remember, but a couple of really, really great finds that I just knew immediately that they had value to them, and I'm glad that I grabbed them, because they most certainly do. Sun City and Sun City West has great estate sales. Yes, they do. And it's a little drive for me. Sun City is in a retirement community in the far northwest part of the city proper. So it's its own little thing. Sun City is its own little entity, but it's a retirement community, like I said. And so obviously, I mean, I don't want to bring anybody down or sound morbid, but old people eventually transition, and when that happens, their family generally doesn't want to deal with their stuff, so they call an estate sale company and tell them to get rid of it. So absolutely, that is a place where there is a lot of possibility. I'm going to try the flea market at Giants Stadium in Jersey. That sounds like fun. I'm Tracy. Love your sense of humor. Oh, Catty Girl. Yes. Hi, Tracy. Now I know your real name. Thank you. Look forward to your videos. Not many thrift stores near me, and they are sparse. Yeah, I hear that from several of you guys, and I'm sorry. That must be really sad. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have, even if I wasn't making YouTube videos and I wasn't, trying to start a really successful reselling business. I still have always my whole life loved thrifting, and I don't know what I would do if we didn't have 3,000 Goodwills here. We've got quite a few, a handful of Salvation Armies. We've got some St. Vincent de Paul stores scattered here and there. I've found that they're typically a little more expensive. And then there are tons and tons of little independent thrift stores, thrift stores run by churches. The Mormons have a thrift store that I actually just recently went to and filmed a video. That video will be coming out probably next week. So yeah, there are so many opportunities here. And for the most part, as you can see, really great inventory to choose from. So I'm very blessed. What about Bronx auctions? I spend my winter down there and want to give it a try. It's in Sun City too, I think. I've never heard of them. A couple of friends of mine have suggested different auction places. There's a localauctions.com that you can go to, and they've got quite a few auctions here in the Valley that you can bid on things and then go and pick them up. It isn't something I've gotten into, but it is something that I've looked at. Sourcing inventory isn't really a huge problem for me, and I like being able to film the videos. And so if I go to an auction site and I bid on stuff and I win, I guess I could film going and picking it up, but you're not part of the thrill of the find then. And so I haven't really dived into that because finding stuff is not a problem. I've got lots of stuff. But you can get really, really awesome stuff for amazing prices at auctions. So it is definitely something that I have looked at for sure. What is my dream job? I've always wanted to be a writer. My mom was a writer, and I think that I inherited that creativity. And I've been told that I'm a very good writer, but it's hard. It's hard to keep the mindset and the diligence to sit down and write every day, which is what you really need to do if you want to be a successful writer. I was able to do that doing this, but I think that the reason why is because in doing this, I have immediate satisfaction and reward and the gift of all of you. So if I'm sitting at a computer and I'm writing, it's a process, and there isn't satisfaction coming from that except for me saying, "Good job, Rom. You sat down and wrote something today." Doing this, I have the hearts and the immediate satisfaction of being with all of you and hearing your stories and seeing your comments. And that just builds me up and keeps the momentum going and makes me continue to want to do this. So I guess, this too is sort of my dream job. I was in drama in high school. I always wanted to act. Again, something that is so nearly impossible to get into and be successful. You have to have the right talent and know the right people, and it's a lot of work and it's hard, and there's no guarantee that you're going to get in. So there's lots of things that, dream job wise that I have wanted to do. I always wanted to be a singer, but I can't sing. So this actually is kind of combining all of those things together. I get to sort of act when I'm with all of you. It's not an act. This is me. But it's, I have friends who send me pictures sometimes and say, "Okay, I'm watching your latest video," and they're watching me on their television. I'm on TV. That's cool. That makes me happy. So it's kind of fun. I run into some of you at the thrift store, those that are local here in the Phoenix area. I've run into several viewers, and that's kind of fun and exciting. I'm running into my fans. So I guess maybe this is kind of my dream job. I just didn't ever really know it. Rami likes his original art. I do like to pick up artwork. I know a lot about art because my grandmother was an artist. So I used to watch her paint, and she taught me a lot of things about painting. And I don't know, I guess I kind of have an eye for it. So there there are definitely a lot of beautiful pieces of art out there, and I'm glad when I can pick one up. There is a quote that says, "I hate writing, but love having written." Yeah, yeah. The process of writing is very difficult and time consuming and brain consuming. And right now in my life, with my actual jobs, I'm the happiest that I think I've ever been at any job. The most content, I guess we could say. Um, the other jobs that I've had in the past, being the store manager at Cracker Barrel, working at Sears for a very long time as the manager, Target back in the day as the manager. That even when I was, young, I was in my 20s. I worked at an emergency room, overlapping all of that. I've almost always had two jobs my whole life. But I worked in an emergency room in registration for 10 years through all of that. These were all like high stress jobs. And when I got home from work, the very little time that I did have to myself, I did not have the brain capacity to sit down and be creative. So yes, when I did, I loved what I wrote and I was happy. And I took some creative writing classes at community college to kind of get my juices flowing for that. And I was happy with all of the things that I sat down and forced myself to write. But the process really sucked. The editing yourself back, the thoughts, the being creative part of it. It's difficult. But I do love writing. Maybe one of these days, when I have a little more time, I will be able to devote more time to writing. I sent you pictures of my cats watching on TV. Yes, yeah, you did. I just gave my first thumbs up for this video. Give it a thumbs up. I just gave the first thumbs up for this video. Give it a thumbs up. Well, thank you. I don't know how I can do thumbs up. I don't want to mess anything up here. Engage with your audience. Oh, well, there's no thumbs up here. Here, I'll give you guys a heart though. There's a bunch of hearts for all of you. Retail is hard. Yes, retail is very hard. The beard is looking epic. I missed that one. It's in my mouth, and I need to do something about it, but I don't know what to do. I thought about shaving everything except for my mustache, and then like maybe doing that little thing where they get the wax and they turn it up, but I also don't want to look like a total moron. I don't know if that's a good look for me, and then obviously trim it so it's not stuck in my mouth. Shaving is not a fun thing to do. I don't enjoy it. And so this winds up happening. And then I get frustrated and I just take the little bzz thing and I buzz it all off. But then it grows back. It grows everywhere but my head. It grows here. It grows elsewhere. Nothing here. Let's see. I messed this up and now I can't see comments that are coming in. If there's any comments coming in, my phone doesn't show a thumbs button. Yeah, my computer doesn't seem to either. Oh, everyone watching needs to give a thumbs up. Yes. Thank you, Max. There's 31 of you watching, which is amazing. Wait. How do you decide the price to sell an item? How much profit do you hope to make? Maria asked. I use eBay sold listings a lot to price my things. Now, that only goes back 3 months, and sometimes it can be a little skewed. Like, some people might list an item in an auction format, and that item will get 2 bids and it'll sell for $6. And then, other ones will be, a buy it now price and they'll sell for $60. Obviously, the person who won it in the auction got a really great deal, and the person who listed it as an auction could have made a lot more money, but maybe they didn't know, maybe they didn't care, maybe they were trying to offload inventory. I mean, who knows? The possibilities are endless, but I like to use that as kind of a gauge or a guide, and then, sort of go from there. Um, as far as how much profit do I want to make? Well, I mean, some dollars. Sometimes I'm not sure when I pick things up how much profit I can expect to make. Um, I'm not as analytical about it as some other YouTubers are and some other resellers are. I know that there are people out there that have really fantastic software and they plug everything in and it tells them how much money they're making and how much money each item has made and what their fees are, all the different fees that you have to pay eBay and the shipping and the tax and all of that stuff. I don't have that kind of software. I should probably think about getting it, but this is all still relatively new, and I haven't, devoted that time or that money to get those other systems yet. Then I'd have to learn how to use them and all of that. But obviously, everything I buy, I would like to make a little bit of profit, 10, 15, $20 on the average. And then obviously there are those fantastic items that sell for $120 and I paid $10 for them. So yay for that. I don't think I could deal with the general public for work. Of course, I work for a bunch of lawyers. Well, that's tough. But yes, dealing with the public is definitely something that is very difficult. And if you haven't done it, I don't want to say I think you should, but it's hard to relate, I guess. COVID made things a tremendous lot worse, in my humble opinion. It made workers very lazy and feel very entitled, most of them. So the people that were, when I was a manager, the people who were working for me, some of them were very difficult. It was difficult to find people to work for me because people didn't want to work. And the general public got just so much more. It has been increasing over the years, but it was this exponential increase that kind of really drove me nuts. It made me insane. It's why I had to quit that job and look for something else, because people got so horribly nasty, and they still are for the most part. The fantastic thing about Dillard's is that I'm the visual manager, so I'm a manager, but nobody works for me. It's just me and another guy, another visual manager. And I don't have to hire people. I don't have to fire people. I don't have to write reviews. I don't have to write schedules. I don't have to deal with labor. I don't have to deal with any of that stuff. I just make things pretty. And I don't have to deal with customers either, because I don't ring the register. I'm not a salesperson. Obviously, people are in the building and they ask questions, but usually it's, where's the bathroom? Where's the mall? Where's the elevator? Where's the escalator? I can answer those. So yeah, it changed my life for sure, because dealing with people is very, very tough. I used to sell supplies to lawyers. Lawyers. Yeah. What was the most favorite item you ever found at Goodwill? Most favorite? Gosh, that's a toughie. One that pops into my mind. It was this really ugly stone material moccasin planter candle holder thing. There is a video of me finding it. It was months and months ago. But we had, when I was growing up, it's like made in Mexico. And my mom bought the exact same one, and we had it when I was little. She bought it when she went on a trip to Tijuana. And so, I grew up with that item in the house. She had a candle in it. And so when I found the exact same one at a Goodwill, I freaked. I actually took a picture of it and sent it to my brother. And it was just really, really awesome to find because it brought back so many memories. And I don't know what ever happened to the original one. I'm guessing it probably broke or something during a move. But because I have most of the stuff that belonged to my mom and my grandmother here at the house. So I think that's probably, off the top of my head, that's probably my favorite thing. And obviously I kept it. That wasn't for sale. Your jewelry is very unique and beautiful. I love your bracelet and rings. Thank you. This bracelet was actually my grandmother's. It's Siam silver from probably the 1930s or so. And then my little owl ring, I've been wearing that forever and ever and ever. Way back in the day, in the 1990s, early 2000s, Home Shopping Network used to sell really good quality jewelry. And this particular ring is sterling silver made by artisans at a company called Chaco Canyon. And they still sell Chaco Canyon, I believe, on HSN, but it is super tinny, thin, very lightweight, because the cost, obviously, of silver and gold has gone up so much over the years. So you can't get good stuff anymore, but this is good stuff. Very, very thick and heavy. And then this one used to be a fork. And I bought it at a craft fair. The lady made jewelry out of silverware and really good silverware too. This is Oneida. It says Oneida here on the bottom. So yeah, I bought it because I thought it was really cool. And I love, love, love octopus. And I think that they're so fantastic and amazing. They're beautiful, beautiful creatures. I have a ton of octopus stuffed animals that I sleep with because that's what I do. And so I thought it looked like tentacles. And so that's why I got it. Customers got exponentially more entitled. Yes. Yes, customers, rude, nasty, entitled, they're horrible. So I like your octopus ring. Well, thank you. I noticed because I've collected a few octopus figurines over the years, I need to slow down on the collecting, though. Tell me about it. So do I. It's okay, though. It's okay. I just got the Christmas tree with all the little lights on the tips that light up. The one everyone made in the 70s. Yes. I've been looking for an authentic one of those for quite some time. Tough. Hard to find. We've had replicas of them, good ones too, at Cracker Barrel as well as at Dillard's, but nothing like the real thing. So a shelf full of clear fancy glass seems overwhelming to me. It is true. If you cast over it with a black light, the important glass will slightly glow. I have heard that. I have been challenged to do that a few times. And so I have on video and found nothing. I know that Michael and Jeremy, thrifting twins, Jeremy mostly, because he does most of the videos, but I know he has done it too. He's gone in and, there was a lot of clear glass and he's like, oh, let's find out if there's anything here, and kind of waved his little magic wand. And I think he did find something at least one time that I can recall, but I have yet to have that work. So most of the time, especially here in the big city, in the Goodwills, most of the clear glass that's in like the glassware, it's just clear glass. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing special. Sometimes in the fancy glass, there are fun things. We've found some amazing stuff in the fancy glass. Those Ralph Lauren crystal tumblers. We found a Steuben. We found Waterford. So, I mean, there are nice things. None of those things would glow, though. It has to have uranium in it in order for it to glow. And that's before a certain time. I don't know the exact years. I don't have all that memorized yet. But, I mean, it has to be pretty old glass to glow. And so I have not found anything like that. Just want to say that I love you, Rami. I love you too. Thank you. We are celebrating 10 years of our friendship, and I'm so blessed to watch your journey. Yes. I used to work at Cracker Barrel as the manager, like I said, and so did Sam. And so she has been we were in training class together when we very first started. And then she worked there for a few years and she moved on to bigger and better things. And I stuck around, but she's always been a wonderful light and a fantastic friend. And through these videos, I have now become really good friends. I feel really good friends with her mom. who watches my videos and leaves amazing comments and wonderful reactions, and very, very, very blessed to have both of those ladies in my life. Not all important glass glows. That is true. Yeah, like I said, it's got to have a certain like chemical reaction or whatever to the black light, and so not all good glass glows. So make sure you're looking. There are some things to find, but most of it, like I said, it's pretty plain. Do you have items from Cracker Barrel? I have found a few, and they seem to sell well. I do. I actually just picked up a cookie jar. It's in my next video that is posting this week, probably on Friday. And that was made by Cracker Barrel. And I also have, here it is. I also have, well, it looks like it's broken, but it's not broken. I'm just missing the little lid. But I've got a couple of pieces with these little daisies and the little bow there. And those are from Cracker Barrel. They're old Cracker Barrel. So I do have these listed. It's a sugar jar and I think a little creamer, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the only piece that I can seem to find at the moment. So I do have a couple of pieces. The thing with Cracker Barrel is they have really incredible, and the reason why I went back part-time is because they really have amazing buyers. Their sourcing process is phenomenal. And if I wanted to live in Lebanon, Tennessee, which I don't think I could do, I would have loved to have worked for the buying office because, wow, what a fantastic, beautiful, amazing job. And they've always been like that. So vintage Cracker Barrel, old stuff, does hold some value, quite a bit of value actually. And all of the things that they sell in their store, for the most part, as far as that type of stuff is concerned, I mean, there's cheapy stuff that, you know, made in China junk, obviously. But for the most part, a lot of the things that they sell are really incredibly unique. No one else, you will not find them elsewhere, those items elsewhere. Just really, really cool, awesome stuff. So anytime I find Cracker Barrel out in the wild, I do try to pick it up because, yes, it does sell well. Shimmer Lights, Mama Lou loves you. Yes, I love her too. It would be cool to come across some older pieces from Cracker Barrel. Yes. I just love you and your channel. Thank you for always taking us with you. Thank you, Deborah. I love you too. Actually, in this video coming up, this next video that I'll be posting this week, I found a Chicago souvenir plate and I gave you a shout out. So thank you so much. Love and hugs. Yes, Cracker Barrel for their after Christmas sale. What's left? Years ago, when I first started there, the amount of inventory that we bought for Christmas, well, for everything, was insane. And we would get, my store was a smaller, had a smaller stock room. I mean, they all kind of have different sizes as far as the stock room is concerned. And my model of store, the time period that it was made, was a really tiny stock room. So at Christmas, we would get a big trailer and put it in the parking lot. And that trailer was packed full, floor to ceiling, of Christmas merchandise during the holidays. And we'd have to go out there to pull stock and replenish and whatever. My last year at Cracker Barrel, which was 3 years ago, my last year as a manager, the last Christmas that I was there, I didn't even need the container. Like we put rocking chairs out there because we do get like a delivery of rocking chairs, and only so many will fit on the porch. So we put those in there. That's really all we needed it for. The restaurant actually used it more for their to-go boxes and stuff like that. Holiday meal to-go boxes, because that's become such a big giant deal. So honestly, like the restaurant used it more than I needed it. We have cut back so much on how much inventory we buy. So after Christmas sale, yes. When things start going on clearance, yes, absolutely. That is a fun time to pop in and get some goodies, but you may not get what you were looking for. You may not get the item that you had your heart set on. That's why I always tell people, and I know it sounds like a gimmick, and I know it sounds like I'm trying to, get one over on them, but I always tell people, if you see it, you should buy it. If you really love it, you should get it, because the amount of inventory that goes out of that place every day is just incredible. I can't believe it sometimes, and I've worked there forever, so. Watching you pull random items and put together amazing outfits always blew my mind. Yeah, you were very talented putting outfits and displays together. I love it. It's my passion. It is what I do. Do you promote your items on eBay at what %? Which items? Do you promote your items on eBay at what %? Oh, you mean like a sale? You have to pay eBay for that. You have to like join eBay on another level to be able to put your store on sale. I do send out offers, and usually I'll send out offers at like 20 or 25% off if it's been sitting around for a while and there isn't a lot of interest in it. Maybe 35, 45, even half off. But and sometimes it works. The other night I was going through some older listings, and I sent out offers, probably 8 or 10 offers for 35% off the original price. I didn't sell anything. So sometimes it's just not the right time. Sometimes after I do that, somebody sends me an offer because maybe they didn't like that price, but they wanted a few dollars less. And if it's been sitting around, usually I go for it. Rami, what is your favorite non-thrifting store to shop in? Non-thrifting store. I like Target. I love Cracker Barrel, actually, but I work there, so that doesn't really count, I guess. But I do like Target when it's clean, which is rare, and it depends on where you go. There are a lot of Targets now, unfortunately, that have become sort of like Walmarts, and they're just a mess, and there's screaming babies everywhere, and stains all over the floor, and that's not my jam. I have not been inside of a Walmart in probably almost 20 years. So I don't do that. I don't like it. But the Target that's actually next to my house is fairly nice. And they don't have any music playing, so it's nice and quiet. That's another thing that always gets me, is that Target when I worked there the first time, Target did not have music playing. We were known for our wide, clean, shiny, floored aisles and silence. Nice and quiet. But the most Targets now have music playing, and it's usually obnoxious and very loud. So, but this one next to my house is kind of nice. So I guess Target. I can always find something when I go to Target. No promote, give eBay a bigger cut. Yeah, well, I mean, if you buy the package deal or whatever that they have, so that you can do more things with your store, I feel like that is kind of giving eBay a bigger cut. Promoted listings to get more visibility. Oh, no, I haven't done that. eBay is always pushing that. They ask you like 3 times when you're listing stuff. And no, I have never done that. I feel like if someone's looking for the thing, they're going to find my thing. And I also feel like if someone's browsing the category I have my thing in, they'll find it. They'll find it eventually. I feel like my sale, I couldn't quit my job on what I make on eBay, but I feel like my sales are pretty decent. And and I'm happy with the extra money that's coming in, and the ability that it affords me to be able to continue making videos and buying things at the thrift store, and just the overall joy that I get, that you all get. I think it's working really well right now. I'm happy with it. So, trying to spend extra money to promote my stuff, not really what I'm into doing right now. But yes, eBay definitely does want you to, for sure. Are your reading glasses vintage? I had a similar pair back in junior high, the prior era when large frames were in fashion. I like large framed glasses, large framed sunglasses. I've always had them. I like them to be big. The bigger, the better. And those glasses are actually from Zenni, and they are Iris Apfel glasses, who, God bless her soul, she passed recently. Wonderful, fantastic, amazing woman. And so I saw like an ad on Facebook or something one day. Your phone listens to everything that happens around you. And I think I was talking about like sunglasses when I was in the sunglass department at work. And there were these big, gorgeous Gucci sunglasses. Beautiful, tortoiseshell, big, giant square frames. And I was talking about them, and my phone heard me, of course. So I was on Facebook later on that day or the next day or whatever, and they showed me this ad for Iris Apfel glasses through Zenni. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to check that out. And so I did. And I love green. And they had green reading glasses that were Iris Apfel, that were big, and I liked them. And thankfully they were big enough, because sometimes, like when you look on eBay and stuff for large framed glasses and things, I buy them and then I put them on my big fat head, and they're not big enough. They still look silly. I look like a bug. But I love my reading glasses. So thank you. I get lots of compliments on them, and they are not vintage, but they are fun. Do I have a method to pack fragile items for shipping? I wouldn't call it a method. I just make sure that they are packed well. I have lots of packing supplies, most of which I get from work, both jobs. Lots of boxes. Everything's reused. I don't go buy supplies other than tape, obviously. But I do not buy any of my packing supplies. There is plenty of packing supply stuff out there that needs to be reused and reused and reused again. So I buy things, obviously, from different retailers online, Amazon, eBay. And so if they're good boxes, I keep them, and the packing supplies and everything that come with those, and then all the stuff that I have from work, bubble wrap, newspaper, all kinds of stuff. So I make sure that things are just wrapped really well, that everything's tucked in really nice. If like that carriage that I just sold, I made sure that I took newspaper and kind of wrapped it around all of the little legs and arms and everything, and then wrapped bubble wrap around it and taped it, to really just make sure that it's secure and that there isn't any jiggling going on in there. Packing peanuts are also really great. I've had the pleasure and blessing to come across some of those, and it's always great to be able to use those to pack the super fragile stuff, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a process. And I'm going to need to pack up some stuff tonight that sold. So after I'm done with this video, that's what I'll be doing. Bubble wrap is sacred. I've told everybody, please, if you get packages, save your boxes, save your bubble wrap, give them to me. That's my gift. Give me bubble wrap. I don't need anything else. Look at my house, but I do need bubble wrap. Yes. Always reuse, recycle. Lucky packing supplies can be costly. They can. That's why I don't buy them, because they are expensive, and that takes away from your profit. So I'm glad I can get them for free. See how you're sustainable, very mindful, very demure. That's me. Craft store dumpsters are full of packing supplies. Just saying. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, I'm sure. There's also a few places, like around where I work. I don't know why they do it, but it works for them. They will throw whatever. It's like a little business. And so whatever it is that they're receiving, they will throw all of their boxes out onto the front like yard area of their business with a sign that says free boxes. They have pallets out there sometimes, free pallets. And so like really cool. Like you could pick, I mean, I don't because I've got plenty of other options, but I mean, there's some businesses and stuff out there that'll just leave it out there for people. Because I'm not the only reseller out there, of course. Like there's lots of people that do this and that need boxes for things. And usually, like I'll see the boxes earlier in the day when I'm on my way to work, and then when I'm leaving, or if I have to run to the post office at lunchtime, they're all gone. So they're doing pretty good for themselves. Okay, you guys, we've been on for a little while now, 46 minutes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight to everybody. Thank you all so much for this. If anybody else has any questions, please get them in there quick. Otherwise, I'm going to let you guys get back to your night. And thank you all so very much for, like I said, for everything that you bring to my world. Just a tremendous lot of joy. You make me very, very happy. And I am very, very blessed to have all of you. And I'm honored to be able to be a part of your life every time you watch one of my videos and spend your time with me. So thank you so, so much for that, because time is very valuable. And when you give me some of your time, that means a lot. So thank you. Love you guys. Good night. Hugs, kisses. And I will see you all later. Bye.